Well, good Saturday morning, everybody. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why did I drag the old sander out that died a long time ago? This is not the Frankensteiner, this is the other one that I had. The top end is shot, all the bearings are shot. And the reason I brought it out is I need a new tool. Well, I want it more than I need it. I'm going to convert this, hopefully, into a leather strop with a wheel for final sharpening on knives. Now, the way I always done it is by hand, but when I get 4 or 5 at a time, I get on the hand stroke, and old Uncle Arthur always kicks in. So I think I can do it much easier and efficiently with a power wheel. Now you can buy these the wheels and put on your grinder, your bench grinders and all that. Bench grinders and all run too fast in my opinion. This motor works fine, everything else is shot. But this motor doesn't run as fast, it runs fairly slow, so it should work fine. And I'm going to disassemble everything except for the motor and the platform. And I have an idea how to make the wheel. I've got to go out and hunt up some more extra parts that was on this. Mainly the side thing. The horizontal, the sanding disc that was on it. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to cut grass this morning, but it rained on up into the night. Everything is sopping wet, and all that's going to do is clog up the mower. And they're calling for a dangerous heat index today of 110 plus. So the grass can wait. I'm not getting out there in that. I know better. So when I get all this disassembled and get started on the wheel, I'll be back and show you what I come up with. Oh, and speaking of buying one of these, that ain't a bit of fun. More fun making your own stuff. So, and I got everything, so let's do it. Alright, I've got the top part off. Now this piece here is going to be in my way. So I'm going to take my side grinder and cut it off right here. Right in there somewhere. And cut it down here. I'm going to leave this, the control box and all, where the switch is. I'm going to leave all that there. So once I get this cut off, it'll be much more open where I can run stuff back and forth, and this will be out of the way. Now, got on my safety shield, and I won't bore you with the cutting, just whack it off of there, and we'll look at it when I get done with that, and then we'll start on the wheel and the leather. I've got to go dig through a box of parts. It's something I think will work. If not, I'll do something else. And this is why I always say, y'all know it's coming, don't throw anything away. And I'll be right back. There we go. Top part is cut off. Ground smooth where I won't cut myself on it. Painted just because. Alright, now I'm going to turn my attention to making the wheel. And let me go dig through the parts box and see what I can come up with. Alright, I got my wheel roughed out. Got 2 pieces of 1/2 inch OSB. Glued them together with wood glue. I'm going to let that cure for a little while. Then I'll go back and put them on the big sander and true everything up. Drill the hole in the center. And this is the pulley that came off the shaft. Now I cut one side off, let the set screw in there, drill some holes in it, and this will attach to here with some screws to allow me to slide this on the shaft. And once I get this trued up, get it on the strop, we're going to call it the strop machine. Once we get it on there, get it running, then I can finish truing it up. Then I'll put the leather on there. Now I've got plenty of scrap leather big enough to do this, and I'll put it on there with epoxy, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. Now it's not got hot in here yet, but it's coming, so maybe we'll finish this today. I hope so, but if not, we'll finish it tomorrow. Alright, I gotta run to the post office right quick. I told the man I would send out his rattler today, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll be back in just a little bit. Alrighty, got my wheel made. Let's put it on here. We'll check it for square, which I know it's going to have to be adjusted some. Put the set screw in here. That'll hold it on there. Snug it just a little bit more. I want to make sure it's square before I put the leather on there. Let's see, let's run our cords back around over here. And let's see what it looks like. Way off center. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fasten it to the table with some screws so it don't move. We'll get a very rough sandpaper and just turn it on and hold it like that. Let's see, I've got to move these tiles out of the way. That'll take a few minutes, and we'll look at it again here in just a minute. Now I'm taking this down with this rasp, and then I'll get the sandpaper on it. Show you just a minute of it. It's going to shake the camera, but hang on. Alright, getting better. Now, break out the sandpaper and we'll just keep going until it gets true, or as close as I can get it. Alrighty, I've got the leather cut that I'm going to use. Now this is the scrap off of, y'all remember when I did the knife of Eli and I missed the measurements on it? I'm going to mix up some epoxy. This is Gorilla epoxy, which I don't like for knife handles. It sets in 5 minutes, but it doesn't cure for hours and hours and hours. So it'll be perfect for this. The only reason I got it because that's all they had. They were out of the regular DevCon I normally get, and even the store brand, the hardware store brand, is much better than this as far as setting up fast where you can work it easy. So it's going to take a little while for this to set up, which is fine, because I'm just about to have to go in because this heat is something else today. It's only, it's not quite 12 o'clock. It's well over 100 degrees. Heat index is well up in the triple digits. It's 113, 114 last I saw, which is dangerous heat. Yes, I know we live in Florida. I know it gets hot. Some people can handle it. Not me. Not anymore. I worked in it for years and years. And like to kill myself in it. So until I get this shop insulated like it needs to be, in the summertime, this is about my end of the day. And I'll be back out at night. Now, I'm going to get this all over me, I'm sure. Let's see, let's move the camera over here. There's the wheel. I'll wrap it around. And of course, I did pre-measure this, get it all ready. And I'll have to trim off the excess after it dries. Just like that. And this is where I need an extra set of hands. I'm going to take this piece of tape . Come all the way around. Maybe a couple times. And this will act like a clamp. Stick. Right there. Make sure that joint is, oh, can y'all see? Sorry about that. Make sure I get the joint together. Because once this dries, as I'm using it, it's not going to generate a lot of heat. So I think this will be fine. Just like that. Now, I'm going to let that set up for several hours while I go in. And I'm just about done outside for today. Might as well have some lunch and take a nap. It's getting to where taking naps is a very cool part of the day. Let's see, I'm going to put one more One more little piece across here. That joint is. We'll make sure that stays tight. There we go, right there. Alright, I'll be back out tonight, or after dark, and we'll take it all loose and get it cleaned up, mounted up, and see what happens. In the meantime, I hope we get a thunderstorm this afternoon to knock this heat off. Like I said earlier, I'm not concerned about the grass. It just needs cutting. That's all there is to it. Alright, be back in a little while and show y'all something else. Let me turn the camera off, but I got stuff all over my hands. I don't want it on my camera. Well, good afternoon, or evening. It got so hot, I had to go in. The air conditioner won't keep up in the mid part of the day. So it was time for a nap anyway. I know we're fussing about the heat. I do it all the time. A lot of people are making all kind of excuses. It is no hotter this summer than it is every summer here. It was a little warmer a little earlier this year is all. I think the thing is that some of us like me, folks, we're getting older. And the older you get, the worse health you get in, the harder it is to handle the heat. And that's all I'll say about that. But there was some rain real close to us. Didn't quite make it to us. But it broke the heat outside, not nearly as bad. So I went ahead and spent about an hour and a half cutting grass. Not the best cutting job I've ever done, but it'll do for now. Alright, let's get back to our project. This epoxy's been sitting here all day. Get the tape off of it. Our improvised clamp. Right, now I cut it not quite straight, so I'm going to go back and trim this off with a razor knife. Then I'll put it on the sander, smooth it out, clean off the little bit of epoxy that got on it out here, and then we'll put it on the machine, and I think we'll be just about finished with it. Alright, we'll see it in action in here in just a minute. Alright, let's give her a whirl. And turned it on, it's got a little wobble to it, but for right now I think it'll be okay. Got this one out of the drawer. This is a modified old hickory antler handle. Alright, let's see what it'll do. Now I really need some compound, some polishing compound. That's going to work. That honed, well, that was sharp anyway, but that honed that up real nice. Now my wheel is not exactly center, exactly straight, because I cut it by hand and then tried to square it on the sander. I should have taken the time to make me a little circle cutting jig on the bandsaw, but I didn't. So maybe tomorrow I might make a different wheel, because I've got a metal one that I know will work fine, but I can't find it, and I'm not going to tear the shop apart looking for it. So I'll try to make another wheel tomorrow. If you don't succeed the first time, try again. Alright, but that is going to work. It's going to be a good use for this old dead tool. Alright. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.